So for the Meanline design in TURBOdesign Pre, we start by selecting the machine type, which is centrifugal pump in this case. And then the next section is specs tab, and here the impeller component is selected by default, and then the design point specifications, which is the pump head, the rotational speed, and volume flow rate, which are generally part of the specs. And the fluid, of course, in this case is water. And then we have this specific speed diagram, which immediately shows that the given specs can lead to a high performance centrifugal pump. Now the next section is stage composition, where we can specify some more details about the different components. So for the impeller, we need to specify the inlet hub diameter, which generally comes from shaft strength considerations. It's also possible to specify leakage at the front or back of the impeller, the outlet velocity calculation method, and then some optional parameters to impose various inlet and outlet dimensions and the number of blades. And then we don't need to change anything in the convergence parameters, and then we can run the calculation. And in a couple of seconds we have the flow path along with the basic dimensions and estimates of efficiency and RVT star, or the work coefficient of the impeller. But in this case, the default dimensions are not sufficient for adequate solid handling, as you can see from these inlet and outlet width figures. And this is where these optional parameters here can be very useful to provide some specific dimensions, such as the inlet and outlet width and the axial length, like this. And then if we run the calculation again, then the new meridional flow path has a much bigger inlet and outlet to support a much improved waste handling. And then as we scroll down the report, we have more details on the individual components, such as the pressures and velocity triangles as well. And then finally, with this button here, we can save all the files which will later be used for the 3D design of the impeller in TURBOdesign 1. And we also have these performance curves available, such as the pump head against the flow rate. And so this is the design point, and you also get some idea of off-design performance at other flow rates and at other rotational speeds. And then we have the efficiency map, where we can see that the duty point has been met at a sufficiently high efficiency level, and then finally some power curves too. And with that information, we can then proceed to the 3D blade design of the impeller in TURBOdesign 1.